Now this is a true old classic bomb Alaska. I don't know whether I've seen it in the... Oh, actually I'm telling fibs. Donovan's down on the beach in Melbourne. They serve a bomb Alaska. I've forgotten all about that. Yes, they do. Anyway, we used to do it often when I was a kid. It was our special dessert when I was a kid, when I started in kitchens. And first of all, what I've got here is some Swiss roll, and I'm just going to put some mango on top of that. Now this is only for one, maybe if you're being really nice, maybe two. And we've got the Swiss roll, we've got the mango, and I've got some really nice sort of strawberry-ish ice cream. Use any ice cream you like, guys. Now it used to be omelette surprise, this, and the surprise was when you got inside, you suddenly found that you had something cold in there. And the bomb part of it is because that supposedly looks like a bomb. And they used to flame them too. I don't know whether they do. I don't ever flame them. They just used to pour brandy over it. And I suppose you can call that flaming, but it just, to me, ended up tasting of raw brandy. Now, you do that like that, and then you put it in the freezer so that it doesn't melt while we're doing the egg white. This I do as a leftover because I've always, now I've said this to you before, but I'm going to repeat myself. That doesn't sound like me, does it? I've always got some leftover egg whites which I put in the freezer in lots of 3 because I can make a bomb Alaska with 3. So we've got 3 egg whites there and a pinch of salt. And what I've also got here is 100 grams of caster sugar, which I'll add little by little. So you're making what is basically called an Italian meringue. Now the main thing, of course, is you're adding the sugar little by little. If you would throw it all in at once, the egg whites will collapse. You want them to be incorporated before you add the next bit so that it keeps it stiff and it keeps it, as I said, an Italian meringue is what we're making. And it's pretty close. It doesn't take long. I mean, we're not talking about making, you know, something fancy pants. All we're doing is putting this around our bomb. So it's pretty simple stuff. Right, a piping bag. Let's just grab. Now you see how you fold that over, right, so it doesn't all come out the end and get all over you. All will become apparent. Look, seriously guys, if you were just making it for yourself or yourself and one friend and you couldn't be bothered with all this fancy pants stuff, you can just smear it all over instead of putting it in a piping bag. I just think it looks nice. I don't know whether I'd do it for myself though. I'd have to have somebody else I was doing it for. And we then just grab it like that and turn it. I've got a nozzle in there, as you can see. This out of the freezer, and we just start. Now you have to do this pretty fast because otherwise your ice cream will melt, and that's not the aim, is it? When I started in kitchens 4,000 years ago, we would do, I reckon, the restaurant seated about 200, so it was a big restaurant. We would do, and it was my job, it was my job to do, I reckon we did 50 of these a night in Wellington in New Zealand. That was about my first job as a chef, cook, apprentice, salad hand. Actually no, bomb Alaska hand, that's what I was. So that's all we're doing, all right? Pretty simple stuff. Now comes the fancy bit, the blowtorch. Now remember there's sugar in it, so it won't take much. It's caramelizing. So that's exactly what we want. You can, if you don't have a blowtorch, put it in a very hot oven, very briefly. So very hot oven, look at it after 20 seconds. In our old day, we didn't have blowtorches, we did it in the oven, but you really had to keep an eye on it. I watch a show, Great British Menu, and they use blowtorches for everything. They cook the fish with it, they do, you name it, they will do it. Now, obviously to go with that, we need something a little special, and we have something a bit special. Bicart Pink, about my favourite champagne of all. It is absolutely delightful, light and fresh, and it will go with this bomb Alaska absolutely beautifully.